We are on the third day, we're on the lunch break on the third day of the live questioning of the former Spy Cops manager, Bob Lambert. Over the last hour, we've had questions about his management of Jim Boyling, the undercover police officer who infiltrated clearing streets. Jim Boyling deceived 3 women into intimate personal relationships. Bob Lambert claimed that he had no knowledge of any of those situations. He claims that the first he ever heard of it was in 2002, when himself and Boyling were working on the Muslim Contact Unit. We heard from Boyling that that Bob Lambert was fully aware, yet Boyling that Lambert claims that the first he heard was after they'd left the SDS, when supposedly he said that he was only first told when Boyling was restarting the relationship with Rosa after Rosa had tracked him down. I'm joined by Evelyn Lubbers of the Undercover Research Group. What did you make of what Lambert had to say?
Well, he claimed not to have known about the relationship while they were they set up a new unit together, the Muslim Contact Unit. Just the 2 of us at the beginning of them, or with one more former undercover at the time. And we know from Rosa's testimony as well that they were very good friends, and that while they were living together as a family, Lambert would visit all the time, which he now kind of walks around a bit. He pretends he only visited him like on welfare visits when Boyling asked him to, which again does not agree with what Rosa has told us. And then it also turns out that Lambert never reported the welfare visits to
Well, yeah, I mean, it was so we just before the break we had we were shown the report by Detective Sergeant War, of when in 2007 himself and Lambert went and visited Boyling on what was claimed to be a welfare visit. It seems it appeared that according to essentially, Lambert claimed he couldn't remember anything. There were lots of questions asked about how much of this was about checking the operational security of the unit, given that Rosa was fully aware of the fact that Boyling was an undercover officer, that the golden rule about exposing the unit had not been exposed. Lambert claimed that he couldn't remember whether he had told his senior officers, either in the Muslim Contact Unit, from the Muslim Contact Unit, or in the Special Demonstration Squad, about the fact that Boyling had these relationships, relationships that had started while he was deployed undercover. It was put to him that this was incredibly wrong of him, that it was his job not to keep this hush-hush. It was his job to report these things back. He said, yes, I probably should have. That's how it ended. There is a paper trail, but the significance of what the reality of the situation is not recorded within that.
Yeah, and well, once again, and Barr also put this to him again, like it was like the operational security, the fact that the SDS and the undercover operations should remain covered, should remain secret, is always more important than any like issues that or problems that the women involved have. There's just no paper trail exactly of what happened because they didn't want it to leak out. It's like it's always, keep it secret, keep it secret, keep it secret.
Yeah, but it seemed that it's the secrecy it seemed to be more prevalent from Lambert to his managers and not letting on. And this really, I mean, it's been pointed out to me in my earlier video, I really didn't explain the significance of when we were talking about the Jenner situation, of the way in which Lambert was deceiving in his paper trail and to his senior managers the reality of the situation, that he was blatantly fully aware that Jenner was cohabiting with Alison in a sexual relationship, that you can read between the lines within the file notes that he makes about the situation. That he's fully aware of that, and in fact, it's quite a good situation as far as they're concerned, because it allows for better intelligence to be gained than would otherwise be the case. But he's keeping that secret. He's keeping it secret from his managers, because it shows that the operational security of the operation is severely compromised. Yeah, I mean, and as you say, himself, like this time period between 2002, where he admits that Boiling told him about the relationship, though it's blatantly obvious he knew before then, and 2007, when he has that welfare visit, that he's going for dinner parties with Rosa and Boiling, that there's a deep friendship. I mean, he says, yes, he was made fully aware of the relationship in the workplace environment, but it goes much, much deeper than that.
It goes much deeper than that. And Rosa has been explaining when she gave evidence that Lambert was a kind of a house friend, and that they were, like when incidents happened on that were reported on television, he would point out, oh yes, that is like, there were loads of secrets disclosed to her just because he was such a close friend of the family. So operational secrecy was not an issue there. It's just like, he indulged in that friendship with Boiling. And only where, like it's so, like there's so much that is not being said here. It's like, it's not just, how irritating it is that Lambert is just, like doing his word spaghetti thing. But there's so much that's not being told, and so much that if you don't know more about the entire situation, it's not revealed to you. And it makes you want, well, there's another issue that unfortunately we probably won't discuss here, but the Muslim Contact Unit was set up by Lambert and several other former undercover officers. And it was set up after 9/11 to kind of to prevent Muslims to radicalize, basically. And they would go chum up with people in the Finsbury Mosque, even help painting, like in fact they went in a cover. Well, they knew, it was known there were police, but they were like, it was an intelligence operation in the end. And I've read Lambert's book, and I am under the impression that there was not much of a hierarchy above that. Like it was an operation that he did by himself, and he collected his old friends in there. And I know we've been contacted by people he worked with who feel very much betrayed by him. It's too much to go into now, but I don't think there was much of a hierarchy that Lambert could have reported to about Boiling's welfare issues. They were all solving it by themselves, basically.
Yeah. I mean, one thing you say about the word spaghetti, the word salad, the nonsense that that Lambert comes out with. I would say that today he is doing it much less well. Previously, we've talked about what a slog it is to listen to him. I mean, today I think has been quite different. He's obviously under pressure. He's obviously realizing that it's not good enough, what he's coming out with. He's not fooling anybody. Barr is shutting him down. And though I mentioned it in the last video, I really want to underline again the intervention by Sir John Mitting, the chair of the inquiry, like demanding that Lambert look again at the answers he's given, reconsider, and come back, and reminding him of the importance of the truth. It really shows, the way in which he was falsifying these, fraudulently filling in these authorizations for travel, just so that he himself, as handler, could get some free holidays, basically. Yeah, I mean, that seems to be and so much of this seems to be about like personal gain, personal enjoyment.
He was covering for Jenna living with Alison, and it's so clear that he knew about it. The way he does not, claims that he didn't know about it, or he denies things, are so obvious examples of lying that the entire room is like please stop this. Please just tell the truth.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think maybe on previous days, like he had a much better, well rehearsed, much better rehearsed ways of like kind of trying to explain away his what he was on about. But today they really haven't stacked up, and it's like he hasn't thought them through enough. He's pretending not to be able to hear much more often, just because
Winning time.
he needs the time to try and come up with an answer, and he's just not doing it.
I don't know. It's just what what has he got to lose? He just has to get through these days, and then they can kind of accuse. The report will come out in a year or so. He's retired. He's like, I think he's still covering up for. It's still the golden rule thing. He doesn't want to confess a lot of things that have happened. He may be covering up for other people or people higher up in the hierarchy. We don't know that. There's this distinct feeling that there's so much more that we don't know, and that he's hiding stuff. And just, like by getting through these days, he thinks he'll be off the hook.
Yeah, I mean, it's very clear that he was very uncomfortable in calling Mark Jenner a liar. Which, I mean, it was the only possible thing he could do was just say, yes, it was probably, that he must have lied to me then, because he's either Lambert's lying today or Jenner was lying on the. I mean, I think the reality is both were lying, very much. Lying, but there still exists that sort of that bro code within the officers, where they're looking out for each other. We know full well these men are discussing what to say. They're
looking out for each other, but also there's a lot of passing the bucket sideways or down or up. So it's like it would have been good to sort of make a diagram of who they're protecting and who they're passing the bucket to. It's like, I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but there's more there.
Yeah, there's definitely more there. We are, as you kind of get the impression, we're going through the different officers who Lambert was in charge of. We've done Jenner and Boiling so far today. There'll be others, I guess, this afternoon. Who would come next? I guess. I mean, I can't think right now. No. But yeah, there's more to come. He'll be back again tomorrow as well, so we've got at least another full day in total this afternoon and tomorrow morning. There is meant to be a different witness tomorrow afternoon, so in theory that's when Lambert will finish. It does feel like he's taking up a lot of time that otherwise could be used more usefully, but there's more to come. Anything else you'd like to add?
No.
All right, please do like, share, and subscribe with these videos. It makes a huge difference for how visible we are. There's like 40 odd people watching, only 2 people have liked. Please like these videos. I know it sounds a bit pleady, but it does mean that this is much more visible. If you've got any questions, if there's any feedback, I thank you for the feedback I have received from people. Just basically explains to me that I'm not explaining it very well. But I totally get that sometimes, it's not entirely clear what we're on about. And I'll try and do my best over the next few videos to give a better sort of summary at the beginning. All right, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you in the afternoon break. Bye for now.